Alright lads and lasses, welcome to the weekend. Weekend starts here, doesn't it? So today we're going to go through what we do when we get our Excel spreadsheets, which is, that's where you're going to start, isn't it, really? Almost everyone who comes to us and says, oh, I'm going to start Power BI, they're always starting with, I've got this spreadsheet, I need to read it in, it's really important to us. So let's read one of them in, do some jiggery-pokery with it, and it'll look fantastic. Now Newcastle, what we've got the Tyne. What's in the Tyne? Wait, lots of fish, what else? What were you thinking? So I thought, let's have a look. Had a check online. River Tyne fish counts. Sounds ideal. This is probably quite close to a lot of the data sets that you've got. So it's similar. Hope it rings a bell for you. So I've clicked on the download button, downloaded the spreadsheet. Have a look at it now. It's really good. Lots of years of data in there. Split down by month. How many fish have they counted? Hope someone's not been doing that on their own, eh? Can you imagine that? I've counted 11,458 fish today, boss. Well, this month, boss. Champion, son. Job well done, eh? Did he get a bonus for that? And then was he feeling a bit skint on a month when he got one fish? I don't know, man. How'd they count these fish, yeah? Anyway, main thing is, like a lot of the data sets that you get produced from systems, you've got some rows at the top, you've got some rows at the bottom that you didn't need. And in this case, we've got a total, like an annual total. We probably won't need this. And when I take you through bringing it into Power BI, you'll see why we don't. So let's head over into Power BI and let's read this thing in. So here's my blank Power BI file. We're going to read that spreadsheet into here. First thing we do is we need to go to Get Data. Click on Get Data. In this case, we're just going to read in an Excel spreadsheet. You can see I've already got it queued up. Pick my spreadsheet, click Open. Power BI has got some intelligence, or the Excel spreadsheet's got some stuff built in, so it's helping it find the table. We can see we've got a table here. This is pretty much what we want. But what I'll do is I'll pick this, which is the sheet view, and we'll read the full sheet in, so we'll go through all the transformations as if we hadn't been able to have a good start for it. So I've got this monthly counts. I'm going to tick the box and I'm going to hit transform data. So it's going to read the spreadsheet in, and here we go. We're into our Power Editor window. Query Editor, Power Query Editor, whatever you're going to call it. This is really the heart of Power BI. So much of Power BI is made easier if you shape your data right. So we'll get this done and I'll show you what we can do with it. First thing, let's get rid of the extra columns that we didn't need. So we pretty much know what they are, so we can do a pretty good job of just unticking the boxes that we didn't need. So I've got the years, easy enough. I'm just going to untick all the others. Leave year, because that's the right heading, isn't it? And we've got our data has taken shape already. That's great, that. The next thing I've got to do is move it all up one so that we've got the right headings. So I'm just going to hit use column, use the first row as headers. So our data is starting to take shape. One thing we've got to do before we go any further is we've got to remove the total. Now the total makes perfect sense in the context of this, which is effectively like a big pivot table of data. Doesn't make sense when we do it in a Power BI sorted out in Power BI. So what I'll do is I'm going to right click on it, highlight it, right click on it and remove it. That's that column gone. Next thing we've got to do is to unpivot the data so we can make these column headings along here into values in a column. So we'll highlight this year column, right click on it, and we're going to unpivot the other columns. What that gives us now is a year, an attribute which is going to become 1 month, and we've got the values, so the fish counts on that period in that month. Yeah, dead simple. So we can see we've got January, February, March, April, blah blah blah, till we get to December for 1996, the same for 97 and onwards and going forward. Yeah, perfect, dead easy. So next thing we've got to do is we've got to start going through removing some of this rubbish that's in this column. We've set it as text, so it's much easier. The first ones we've got to get rid of, dead easy. It's these ones here. What I might do though, because they're at the beginning, so it's before there was any data, is I'm just going to highlight it and just remove that. You can see we could remove some of these others. I'm going to remove the star as well. But then you can see we've got some that are really complicated. We've got that one which has got a hashtag at the end. And further down we've got numbers with stars or other ones with hashtags. What can we do to get rid of them? Now, I had a quick look around and I found there was a nice function on the internet. And I've made a couple of tweaks to it to get it to work. This function here, I'm just going to copy it, right click on it, copy it. And I'll put this in the description field for it, as well as a link to where I found it from. In my queries window, let's go and add a new query, blank query. And then we're going to go in and hit the advanced editor. Highlight the text and then paste one new function in. Done. Let us give it a name. Geordie Intelligence 1, I reckon. Sounds like a good one. So we've got our function and we've got our column that we need to sort. So we can come here, highlight the value, and we're going to choose to add a column. And this time, what we're going to do to add a column is we're going to invoke a custom function. So we're going to pick our custom function to use. You can see we've only got Geordie Intelligence 1. And what this has got is it's got two attributes or two parameters that it needs. The first one is the text string to go and work through. So the text to trim is what it's called. And the second one is what I've put in a string, which is what do we want to remove. So the first time we'll remove little stars from it. Click OK. This one now, you'll see there's no little stars in it. If we're going down, we're going 145 star, 145 and out. Scan to the next one, do it again, and this is great because you could do this as many times as you need it to just get through whatever it was that you find that's in your data set that just needs to be got rid of. Let's get rid of the hashtags this time. Hashtag out of here. Right, so now I've got my columns. You see I've got all these extra columns in here. If you remember, it's not a worry. You right click on them, remove them, right click on them and remove them. And now we've got the fish, we've got the month, and we've got the year. So what we're going to do, let's change the fish to be a whole number count. Now one other thing that we're going to need, because Power BI is a proper intelligence suite, text isn't going to work properly. So you'll find your months are going to sort themselves alphabetically. So that's no good for us. So what we need to do is to get months as a number, isn't it? So what I'll do is we're going to go through, going to hit to add a new conditional column, and I'll go in and I'll add one for it. So it'll be January, it'll be 1, February will be 2, March will be 3, and I'll show you that in a second. Right, so there we go. I've set up a custom column or a conditional column with 12 rows going from January to December, 1 to 12 on them. Takes a bit of time to set it up. The only thing I'll tell you, my advice, always leave the else, like the last one, as blank, because what that means is when you hit OK, and we're going in and we can see the column there, if I come in and I have a look at the values, if I've got any blanks, then I know there's something that's gone wrong. In this case, everything's fine. All the numbers are 1 to 12. Perfect. Last thing to do before we come out of here and go back into Power BI is sort out the column headings. So we've got year, want that's numbers, that's great. Month, that needs to be text, that's fine. Fish, whole number. Month number, we need to make that into a whole number. Here we go, that's champion. We've taken our data, we've taken that spreadsheet that we downloaded with the fish counts in the Tyne, we've built a really good table that's now fit for purpose for Power BI. Certainly for our needs. You might want to do a few more things if you're going to make this into a proper data set, but for us, for this is great. It's champion. So let's close and apply it, bring it through into Power BI. So now we're here. What we want to do is if we click on months, the last thing to do is to sort months by the month number column. So we click on months, we click on the column tools, sort by month number. And now all of a sudden, what I can do is I can start to bring this in. So I could say, oh, look at month there, and let's bring in fish. And we can see it brings it in as a table, but I can say, do you know what? I didn't want that to be no table. What I want is to have, let's have a proper line chart. And we can see the fish as the breakdown of fish. We can bring it in and see it by year. Let's put years on the legend. Straight away. Oh, what a horrible mess of a chart. But you've got the impression we could do this. This is the way it could be done. We can even see annual numbers already. So if we just bring in years, and what we'll do is make that an axis for it. I'll tell you what, let's leave it. Let's put it as one of them, and fish as the values. What you suddenly see is the fish over each year. So straight away, 5 minutes or so, able to pull something in, start to get some insights out of our data. Excellent, isn't it? So hopefully you'll give that a go. Have a try, have a crack at it with some of your own business data. See what you can get out of it. Any issues, reach out to us. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, like the videos. I'm just starting out. It's always important to find out what we're doing good, what we're not doing well. Let us know, add some comments. Stay safe, stay indoors.